Alright, verse. New day, new reaction video. Today, I have a friend of mine who is really excited about this one, right? Like, he's been talking about this film and he really wants to see it. For me, I'm indifferent. I don't think it's gonna be bad, if I'm being honest with you. From what I've seen so far, it seems like they're copying moment to moment, scene from the original animated film, which, by the way, I love. I was really worried when, after the How to Train Your Dragon movie was made, the original animated film, that the sequels weren't gonna be as good, but they were. They were great. I love 2 and 3. This is one of those trilogies where you're just like, yeah, like, watch any of them. They're great. And growing up, right, one of the reasons why I like How to Train Your Dragon is because of its story. You know, I really like the story about Vikings, you know what I mean? And then you got this kid who's all wimpy and he doesn't come off like a Viking, right? But he ends up having some tricks up his sleeve. Like, that was really awesome, you know, like a straight underdog story. And what I really like about DreamWorks is that they always have great writing in their films. You know, growing up, when somebody would ask me, are you a Disney or a DreamWorks fan? I'm always like, DreamWorks. DreamWorks. They have the best series. Obviously, How to Train Your Dragon. Clearly, Shrek. You know, Shrek's like the big example for DreamWorks. I still remember Sinbad, El Dorado, even Spirit. Spirit was cool. Kung Fu Panda, also almost forgot about that. Kung Fu Panda. Again, DreamWorks was the shit. Always a DreamWorks fan. Always. For a little while now, it has come out that Universal Studios actually picked up the project and they're going to be doing a real live action movie. I saw the first trailer. I didn't react to it only because it was a simple 1-minute teaser. Then the Super Bowl happened, and sure enough, they said that a new trailer will be released today. And now here we are. But with that said though, verse, let's get to it. Oh, it's Universal Studios. I forgot. Okay, so I'm gonna have to send a dispute. All right, here we go. Yeah.
We're all descendants of the finest dragon fighters from everywhere the Vikings ever traveled.
That's what's up. Damn!
These beasts are a threat to all of our lives.
Oh wow, it looks so good. Ah, Astrid.
It's time.
Meng Lee looks just like the animated character. It looks great. Even the dad sounds exactly the same.
I won't because I'm a Viking. Hear that? I'm a Viking!
Yeah?
It's okay. I won't hurt you.
Visuals look really good. Really, really good. Just watch, they also say July. Everything's coming on July.
Maybe they're not as bad as we think they are.
In case you forgot, our parents' war is about to become ours. Figure out which side you're on.
That looks sick. I'm not gonna lie, that looks sick.
They've killed hundreds of us.
And we've killed thousands of them!
Toothless, no! She's a friend! You all need to see this. I'm not one of them.
Wow, you've lost everything. Your father, your tribe, your best friend. What are you gonna do about it?
Probably something stupid.
Well, you've already done that.
And something crazy. What's up to us?
Us?
Oh, don't spoil the whole thing here. Come on, I mean, we know what happens, but you don't want to show everything.
You ready?
Oh, the queen? Yeah, I remember.
Come on! Here it comes!
The terrible terror.
It's like the size of my...
Oh, June. Okay, June 13th. Yeah, it's a lot to talk about, verse. Alright, well, my thoughts, verse, on the live action How to Train Your Dragon from Universal Studios. So, positive and negatives, right? There is a lot to talk about here. So, positives, of course. I think it's safe to say they're going to copy the animated film scene to scene, like I said. It looks that way already, right? They're already doing a lot of moments in the film that I still remember. The visual effects look spot on. They're very clean. They look great. The action sequences, I will say, look so entertaining, you know? And the theme of Vikings, you know, I freaking love Vikings, you know what I mean? Viking is just such an awesome thing. When you be going to those, like, Renaissance fairs and stuff like that, and then you just see people all dressed up in Viking, and even Viking music. I have a whole playlist of Viking music, you know, and like, just the culture aspect of it is awesome. So seeing it in real live action, it is something really great to see. And I'll be honest with you, I've been kind of going back and forth with a friend of mine about this movie, right? I was just like, I don't know, you know, like a real life action, How to Train Your Dragon. I don't know, like it just doesn't seem like I gotta go see this. But I will say, now watching it, it does come off very entertaining. I just wish the trailer didn't show too much, even though we already know what happens for sure. But still, it's like, don't reveal everything in the trailer. Like, I get it, you want people to see the film. People are gonna watch it, I promise. People will watch this film. It's How to Train Your Dragon, you know, like it's dragons and Vikings and action and all this. Like, they're gonna watch it, trust me, okay, Universal? Oh, and it comes down to the characters, right? They look spot on, right? They look really cool, and they even sound exactly the same, right? The lead actor, I think looks the part, does a great impression, you know, like that wimpy kid trying to like impress his buff manly dad, you know what I mean? The dragons look great, you know. I just really wish they didn't show the queen right away, even though we know how she looks like, right? Yeah, like you don't want to spoil everything, regardless of how predictable it may be. I mean, everything looks great. Let me see. Any more positives? Yeah, that's it. And now for some of the negatives as well as some controversial stuff to talk about. Not necessarily, it's just more of a why type of feel. So, I'll go into that in a minute. First of all, the trailer, like I said, I really wish they didn't show too much here, you know what I mean? It's safe to say that there's going to be some changes, because again, when you adapt something from animation to real life action, you got to make some changes, right? I didn't feel any reason for them to. I mean, it seemed like they copied the majority of it scene from scene, but a minor change here and there really doesn't bother me. The casting, right? Like I said, I think it's really well, but this is something that I've heard as well as my own thoughts also. The character of Astrid. A lot of people really wanted to see Astrid. Astrid is like a fan favorite character of what people really wanted to see, and they casted an actor who doesn't really come off as Astrid, right? You know, like she's Astrid, but not the Astrid that we know. A lot of people were really mad about that, right? Because they're just like, again, with the whole, you know, like forced diversity and doing this and that, you know what I mean? For me, necessarily, it doesn't bother me. But I will just say, if that's really what you want, why not just make a new character? This is Vikings, you know what I mean? If you really want to represent something, just bring in a new character to do that. Stop doing that with characters that we well know and love, you know what I mean? I noticed that when they do this whole diversity thing, they always do it with characters that we know, like popular characters, to try to put something across, you know? And again, I want to say this right now. Diversity does not bother me in films, you know? I welcome it. It's totally fine, you know what I mean? I mean, everything's diverse. I don't know why people try to force us in there thinking like there's no such thing when there is, you know? I just don't understand that. But when it comes down to Vikings, though, that's where I'm kind of like, okay. And then the actress, I just want to say, I'm not saying she's doing a bad job. I don't think she looks awful or whatever. She stands out, but only because we already know who this character is. That's why, you know, this is a well-known character. This isn't like a new character that was just made. That's why it's a problem. But I will say, you know, if she does a great job, I'm gonna call it out and be like, hey guys, you know, she did a great job. If she doesn't, which I'm not gonna lie, some of the reaction that she kind of gave, I was like, you know, I was like, alright, well, it's still too early, I won't say too much, but it's kind of there. I will say, I just hope that people don't start going after the actress like what happened like in Obi-Wan as well as The Last of Us 2, because a lot of stuff happened either with storylines or with casting, and then when it just didn't turn out well, you know, people have a habit of kind of going after the actors, and I'm just like, guys, like, calm down. It's not the actor's fault, you know, it's either the writers or the producers that made whatever project it is. Why are people always going after the actors? It's not like they said something, you know what I mean? So, dial it back a notch, you know what I mean? When it comes to negatives, though, I'll be honest, I don't really have much for How to Train Your Dragon. I mean, everything looks spot on, controversy aside. Really looking forward to seeing how this is going to be, and if it does well enough, there could be a possibility that they end up doing How to Train Your Dragon 2 as well as 3. I don't think so, though. I doubt it. I mean, just the fact that they made one is already, like, surprising in itself. So, who knows? Like, they might. Depends on how successful the film is. And it's crazy. All these films are coming out in the summer, you know? Like, the last few films that I reacted to all said July, right? Now, How to Train Your Dragon, right? Now we got June. So, I wouldn't be surprised if pretty soon we start to see in August. So with that said, though, let me know what you guys think. Are you guys excited for the film? Are you guys not? Let me know what you guys think with the character of Astrid. I'd be kind of curious to know what you guys think. So with that said, though, if you like what you saw, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification for more content as always. Look forward to the next video, and with that said, I'll see you next time. Later, verse.